Why can't we treat people like people? I've been working with them for over 20 years now. They're just people at the coalface, at the sharp end of the stick, doing work that you and I don't want to do. There are 5.6 million people living in Singapore, and out of them, 1.2 million are actually foreign workers, excluding domestic helpers. 1.2. Where are they? Do you see them at the fast food outlets, the coffee joints? You see, they earn about $14, $15 a day. And to do that, they have to take a loan of about $6,000 to $7,000 to pay an agent to come here and work. To pay off that loan, you need to work for 1.5 to 2 years. And that's, hopefully, you get to work every day. So they save what they can. And that means they cook their own food, if they can. There's some dormitories, they will not allow you or them to cook food. So what they do is, they will cook the food, and they will dump the food at the roadside. The workers will come and collect it at about 3:30 in the morning. Some workers come out earlier, and they help to put the food on structures so that the dogs, the cats, and the rats don't get to it. What they've taught me is frugality. So let's see whether we can put you in their shoes just for a short while. Every day, you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to prepare your meal, breakfast and lunch, and then be downstairs by about 5:30. You're late, you get cut a salary. Lorry comes, drive you and deposit you at the work site. This is by maybe 6:30. And you have to wait there because the gates are not open yet. At 7:30, the gates finally open. And you're not paid for this time. You rush in to punch your card. And if you're late, again, cut. Then you do your work. Until lunch, now you get to sit on a pavement and eat. Your work continues until about 8, 9. They send you back. You take a shower at 10 o'clock, a quick shower, because there's over 1,000 people waiting for you. You might not have time to wash your uniforms. The hard part is, when you're trying to work, someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, you stupid, I cut your salary." Because there are times that you don't know how to work, that you don't know certain things. Then when you take public transport, total stranger will cover their nose or walk away and pull their kids away. And you can't say anything. All these workers are very afraid of losing their jobs, so they keep quiet. See, it takes a lot for them to do what they do for 2 years. What they've taught me is resilience. They might not see their kids' first smile, first words, or first time that they walk. And some of them don't see when their parents pass away. And as a man, you take it, you keep it, because you don't want to worry your family. Just like some of you go for NS or your studies, when parents ask you, "How is everything?" you lie, because you don't want someone else to worry. A long time ago, I had a project called Robertson Walk, and I had 2 workers, Anthony and Raja. So they came to me one day and said, "Boss, can we use the show flat?" I said, "Okay, sure." So on a Saturday night, for the first time in my life, I saw them clean. Best suit, even comb their hair. And they had this old camera where you put the film inside and turn. Raja would pretend to cook in the kitchen. Anthony would take pictures. And then they'll swap. Then they will sit on the couch and watch the fake TV. And then they'll swap. And I asked them, "Why are you going through all this?" Then they said, "So we can send the photos to our mothers so that they won't be worried." But I knew exactly where they lived. They lived in the basement 2 car park of a building under construction. 180 workers in a car park with plywood walls, dirt and mud on the floor. And yet they were telling their parents they are good. What I learned from them is sacrifice. I've never admitted this anywhere, but my father was a migrant and he was uneducated. Then he became a Singapore citizen before I was born. My father worked 2 jobs, bus driver and security guard. He would come home once a week to change his work clothes. And I can tell you, kids are mean. They used to disturb and say, "Hey, your father's smelly. He rides a bicycle. Why no money?" Yeah, he didn't. He would save everything for us, just like these workers do. And I was a kid listening to this. I was embarrassed by him. But at the same time, my heart cried for him because I knew how hard he worked. And while kids are mean, adults are no better. While he was working, he had a stroke. The boss, who he had worked with for more than 30 years, got into his car, in his nice Merc, drove off. I can tell you, it is very hard to miss a human body. The only reason he survived was there was a group of workers who rushed over and said, "Uncle, are you okay?" And they called for an ambulance, and they stayed with him. You've probably also seen reports or photos on the internet where a worker helps an elderly cross the road. Then there was one, not too long ago, where a toddler was dangling from the 3rd floor balcony. And everybody was busy taking photos. And these 2 workers came out of nowhere, climbed the outside of the building, saved the toddler, came back down on the outside, left. They might be less educated than you, but they can care. They might have less than you, but they have a heart. What they taught me was empathy. I want to teach my kids to respect others and treat people the way they should be treated. We say that we're civilized, we're first world, but at the same time, we judge, we label without understanding. Yes, I understand they are just workers, but here might be an idea worth spreading. Can we start treating these workers and everyone around you as fellow human beings?